Ever found yourself standing in an empty parking lot at twilight, or wandering through an airport in the wee hours of the morning, and felt a certain sense of unease, as if you were somewhere in between? Welcome to the concept of liminal spaces. Liminal spaces, derived from the Latin word limen, meaning threshold, are transitional or transformative spaces. They are the in-between places, neither here nor there, betwixt and between. They are zones of ambiguity and indeterminacy. Think of them as the spaces that exist between where you've been and where you're going. Airports are classic examples of liminal spaces. These bustling hubs of travel are neither here nor there. They're not quite home, but they're not your destination either. They're places of waiting, of transit, of constant movement. They're spaces where time seems to lose its meaning, where the normal rules seem suspended. But liminal spaces aren't just physical locations. They can also be periods of time. The twilight hour, that magical moment between day and night, is a temporal liminal space. It's not quite day, but it's not yet night. It's a time of transition, of change, of possibility. Even life stages can be liminal spaces. Adolescence, for instance, is a liminal phase. It's the in-between stage, not quite childhood and not yet adulthood. It's a time of transformation, of finding your identity, of exploring the boundaries of who you are and who you could become. However, not all liminal spaces are so obvious. Some are subtle, hidden in the everyday. A stairwell, for instance, is a liminal space. It's a place you pass through, a connector between levels, a transition from one space to another. Similarly, corridors, hallways, and elevators are all liminal spaces. They're spaces we often overlook, yet they're integral parts of our daily lives. So, why are these spaces significant? Well, liminal spaces are often associated with a sense of dislocation, of unease. They're places where the usual rules don't apply. They can feel eerie, unsettling, but they can also be places of transformation, of possibility. They're spaces where you can leave behind the old and step into the new. In summary, liminal spaces are the in-between places. They can be physical locations, like airports and stairwells, or periods of time, like twilight or adolescence. They're places of transition, of transformation. They can be unsettling, but they can also be full of potential. They're the thresholds we cross on our journey through life. So next time you find yourself in an empty parking lot at twilight, or wandering through an airport at an ungodly hour, take a moment to appreciate the liminality of it all. You are, after all, in a space of transition, of possibility. Who knows what you might discover in these in-between places?